Bună seara! Vă spun din nou bun venit la Skincare is a Conversation, locul în care discutăm despre ingrediente, formule și inovații ale industriei de beauty, împreună cu experți și fondatorii ai brandurilor partenere, cu scopul de a vă aduce cele mai bune instrumente și cunoștințe pentru a vă optimiza rutina de îngrijire a pielii. Skincare is a Conversation este conceptul SAVIN'SKIN și face parte din dorința și efortul nostru de a aprofunda știința din spatele ingredientelor, formulărilor și a modului de administrare a substanțelor nutritive pentru piele. Iar prin aceste sesiuni live vrem să evidențiem unicitatea fiecărui brand de la SAVIN'SKIN și ce anume ne-a făcut să ne îndrăgostim de ele. Astăzi este o zi importantă pentru noi. Pe lângă faptul că am lansat un nou brand la SAVIN'SKIN și anume Natalie's Cosmetics, este și ziua noastră. Acum 2 ani ne-am lansat, iar cu această ocazie dorim să vă mulțumim că ați fost alături de noi în tot acest timp. SAVIN'SKIN este un proiect pornit din pasiune, iar dorința a fost de a pune la dispoziție publicului produse și informații la baza cărora se află studiile clinice, formularea clean cu accent pe rezultate și transparență mai presus de orice. Iar echipa SAVIN'SKIN are pregătirea necesară și este alături de voi pentru a vă susține la fiecare pas al călătoriei voastre în ceea ce privește rutina de îngrijire a pielii, asigurându-ne că arătați bine și că vă simțiți bine în tot acest timp. Invitata noastră din această seară este Dr. Natalie Lindner, fondatoarea Natalie's Cosmetics, după cum spuneam, brand pe care tocmai l-am lansat la SAVIN'SKIN. Natalie este medic dermatolog, expertă în materie de îngrijire a pielii și o inovatoare la nivel global datorită formulelor pe care aceasta le-a creat. Ca și SAVIN'SKIN, Natalie's Cosmetics s-a născut din nevoia și dorința de a avea produse de îngrijire a pielii active și superioare din punct de vedere al formulării și rezultatelor. Iar în această seară vom descoperi povestea din spatele Natalie's Cosmetics, de ce aceasta a decis să creeze o linie dedicată îngrijirii corporale. Natalie ne va prezenta cum a formulat produsele sale și de ce a ales să se concentreze pe anumite ingrediente și probleme ale pielii. Vom face o trecere prin revista tuturor produselor sale și ne va oferi mai multe informații despre cum ar trebui să arate o îngrijire corporală și despre modul în care ingredientele active pot impacta sănătatea pielii noastre. Este o conversație la care vă invităm să participați. Vom deschide sesiunea de Q&A către final, unde veți avea libertatea de a-i adresa întrebări lui Natalie. Discuția va avea loc în limba engleză, dar veți putea găsi transcrierea pe blogul nostru în ambele limbi, în cazul în care aveți nevoie să o revizuiți și să împărtășiți cu cei dragi. Așadar, o să o invit acum pe Natalie. Oficial sesiunea. Cred că Natalie, I think, yeah, you have to. Okay. Let's see if this works.
Hi, how are you? So nice to
I'm
speak
good.
to you.
Finally, yes. Congratulations for our launch. We're finally partnering at SAVIN'SKIN. And it's also our birthday today, so we're 2 years old.
Amazing.
Yes. So how are you? How's the weather in Germany right now?
We have so much snow, it's actually horrendous. And I just got married on the weekend, so
I can believe. Congratulations. Congratulations.
so there's a lot to celebrate and so great to be live with you today.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. I'm sure that a lot of people will want to learn more about how to take care of their body, because we talked a lot about face. Now it's time to speak more about body. So yes, I was just mentioning that SAVIN'SKIN, just like Natalie's Cosmetics, is a passion project and was born out of need. And I was wondering if you could share with us the story of creating Natalie's Cosmetics and how you came up with the idea of creating a body care line.
So I'm always super passionate about skincare. I'm always the person, in my friends group, even before I studied medicine, who always knew everything about skincare and was super enthusiastic about the science of it and also what brands stand for, because I think it's super important to really like be happy and be confident with the philosophy behind a brand, you know. There's such big industries, such big companies, um, but I really, my heart burns for the niche brands, not only in cosmetics, but even in clothing. I always love
In lifestyle.
yeah, like a founder behind it who really burns for a subject. And I myself, I have really bad keratosis pilaris. These are these keratin buildups on the back of your arms. Some people call it chicken skin. And all of my colleagues always used to prescribe cortisone to me because yes, it does help, but it's a thing you can use for maybe 14 days. And what do you do afterwards? And I said, you know, I'm not going to have a treatment which I have to always repeat, but which I can't use for long. This is not a good solution for me. And I read so many blogs, I read so many textbooks, I looked at so many home remedies. I tried everything during university, especially in my earlier years, you know, where I wasn't so good at really analyzing clinical trials and really looking at the evidence. And I got so passionate about really looking at what concentration and ingredient works ideally, what it can be mixed with, because even in some products you see a couple of ingredients combined, but actually this will kill the pH and neutralize it so that an acid doesn't really become effective anymore. So it's all about the formulation, the packaging, and the concentration of ingredients, and if there's evidence that this ingredient actually works this well if you look at all these 3 points. So for me it's all about pH, concentration, and also ingredient combination.
Which is how we should tackle the whole self-care routine from my point of view. And we had a lot of questions since we launched regarding the fact, because okay, you focused on certain skincare issues, and I would like for you to explain why you focused on these skincare issues. And we had a lot of people asking us, but what if we don't have KP, or what if we don't have body acne? Should we use these products? Are the actives as strong? Will they impact our skin if we don't necessarily need to treat these types of skincare conditions?
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for asking that. And this is such a valid question. I think what people need to understand, first of all, I always get the first question, why do you not do face? Everyone can see my face, not everyone can see my body. But
yeah,
you don't do this for everyone else. You do it for you and for your own health. I mean, you don't exercise for other people. You exercise because it's good. You don't meditate for other people. You meditate because it's good for you. And this is the same with body care. It's a form of self-love, about relaxation. And our products, yes, they have a focus, but I think this is a Western problem. For example, in the Asian cultures, people love prevention. So they would use a vitamin C to prevent pigmentation, to act as an antioxidant. In our cultures, people always use a vitamin C, you know, to tackle hyperpigmentation. So the damage is already done. But if we would change our mindset and use a retinol to prevent or slow down aging, or use a product which is exfoliating like a lactic acid in our smooth lotion, which yes, it works great for KP, but it's also really good for dry skin. It's really good to just generally exfoliate a couple of times, you know, a month. So I don't really see it as a treatment solely, but I also see it as just self-care and just
and prevention.
Yeah.
Yes, it's I think this is the beauty of the products, because they're strong enough to cater the needs of people who have skin issues, but they're gentle enough to actually enhance the health of your body and actually go through a spa moment with you, with yourself. So why did you choose these skin concerns, and can you get us through them and explain each one of them and how you chose them?
Yes. So we have different kinds of body products. We have hand creams, we have body oils, we have a body gel, and we have several lotions. And I would say I would group the lotions into the active ingredients, which mainly target concerns, but they're also think of them like your serums, like your active ingredient serums. Then you have the oils, which are like a nice blanket to protect the skin. You know, they won't give you crazy results with retinol, but they will give you this nourishment. They will give you this beautiful application. They will give you that glow. So it's perfect for your nights off when you don't want to use an active ingredient. The hand creams are just maintenance and treatment of your hands. And the body gel is, I would say, it's like an all-rounder, like your hyaluronic acid. Everyone should have it in their cupboard. Men really like it. It's great after waxing, after shaving. You can use it as a face mask. You can use it under your eyes. You know, it's that product you can take on holiday and the whole family can use it. And I love to build up my skincare routine like this.
I didn't know that you can use the hydration. Yeah, but it makes sense because it's so light and so nice that you can actually put it on your face without feeling scared that it might clog your pores or harm your skin. And indeed, it's very, very nice for any type of skin irritation or I don't know, if you have sensitive skin, I find that it's a great product to have at your disposal. So what is the choice behind the ingredients and how can we actually layer these products? I think we're gonna go through each one of them. I feel like this is the most logic way to actually go through each one of the products. Let's start with the hydration body gel actually.
So the hydration body gel, as I just mentioned, is like the all-rounder. It has loads of organic ingredients like plant extracts, because what I hate are brands that say they only want natural or they only want science-based chemical product. Use the best of both worlds, you know. A beautiful aloe vera has so many healing properties, or chamomile. But at the same time, there's so much evidence that a lab-made hyaluronic acid is great for your skin. So I love combining all these things and creating a product which is a clear gel. It's really good if you especially apply to wet skin. You should always apply hyaluronic acid and generally all gels. They just sink in much better. If your skin is slightly wet, you know, after the shower, you just lock in more hydration. You can layer this product beautifully with an oil. What I love to do is to 2 or 3 drops of oil in my hand and some hydration gel, mix it, and it gives you this beautiful emulsion. So you can make it richer or lighter as you want. But I would say the main focus is calming the skin, soothing the skin with things like panthenol, ceramides, hyaluronic acid. This is what the hydration gel is about.
And it's also great, as you said, to be used on the face. So
you can
basically,
put it in the put it in the fridge, under your eyes. If you have a sunburn, if you have a rash. My husband now uses it if he has from shaving, you know, like a burn, and it has to calm down quickly before he goes into the office. It's great to use it for that, you know. It's just like your remedy. And I tried normal aloe vera gel, and the thing is, it's super sticky. And also, I'm missing all the other ingredients, you know. So this is like, I would say, like a supercharged hyaluronic acid, aloe vera, chamomile, panthenol kind of gel. It's healing. I think you can find this kind of texture everywhere, normally in warmer countries. But I believe people often have dehydrated skin and they think they have dry skin because they're not using the hydration product correctly. And I notice people, if they use this for a week or two and they really apply it on wet skin, they suddenly notice they don't need these super rich creams. They actually are just missing water.
Yeah, it's funny because in Romania, we don't have a word that separates hydration from moisture. So they're all under the same umbrella term. So what we say is to moisture the skin in translation. And most of the time, we don't need oils. We need hydration for the skin. And I really liked the fact you mentioned that it's not sticky. And this was actually why I fell in love with it, because it instantly absorbs and it's very, very gentle and it has such a light texture, and it goes into the skin instantly. You can dress immediately. Yeah,
you can put a silk blouse on, you know, and you won't have a stain on people. Like men can go to the office straight away. It's no problem.
So you don't have the same problem as you do with skin lotions or with oils that they leave a residue on the skin. So basically, this is the universal product. Anyone can use it. It's for all skin types. I feel like people with oily skin would benefit the most out of it. Yeah, because I think they're the ones who are mostly dehydrated rather than
because they're scared of moisture, because they're scared of clogging their pores, but actually not moisturizing enough just dries out the skin even more, or dehydrates the skin even more and increases sebum production. So that's why it's really important to give your skin a lot of very lightweight, but a lot of water in that sense, or a lot of hydration. And I love also layering it with the other products, and the 4 lotions, which I'm going to explain now, are exactly the active ingredients which you can combine perfectly with the hydration gel. So for example, we have the Purity Body Lotion, and as the name already says, it's a product made for hormonal breakouts, and we had amazing success with it. And it's not your average product. It has azelaic acid, it has polyhydroxy acids. Azelaic acid is so difficult to formulate because it gets very gritty, but it's an insane product. If you look at the studies, I mean, even pregnant women can use it if they have breakouts, which they can't, for example, with retinols or salicylic acid. You can use it for sensitive skin, you can use it day and night, and you won't have this dryness, which you often get from salicylic acid and also from glycolic acid. And that's why I love it. And also what it's great, it has things like babasu oil, which is a natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory product. And it has a lot of hydrating ingredients, because the main problem with acne is that people dry out their skin, because I think it will help. But a good acne product should always combine hydration, anti-inflammatory ingredients, and products that are slightly exfoliating to just remove these dead skin cells so that the pores cannot be clogged.
We actually had questions regarding this product on how many times do we have to use it in order to observe results in concern to acne. And also we had questions on how to prevent body acne and how to treat hormonal body acne. So what a better way to find out than from you, a doctor and an expert.
What I think with body acne, so there are 2 types. If you have hormonal acne, this is different to the acne that occurs mostly on the body due to mechanical and hygiene reasons. I don't mean hygiene reasons in the sense that you don't shower, but there are things like if you, for example, wear a lot of polyester-based fabric, which is non-breathable. A lot of women I see, if they wash out their conditioner and they wash it out on the back and not on the side, they will have all the conditioning agents, which are quite rich, clinging to their back, and they're wondering why they break out there. And this is one reason. Wash your conditioner out on the side, and also cleanse your face after you've removed your conditioner, because a lot of women get in the hairlines. The same thing is with very tight sport bras, or going to have a shower right after you worked out, because the bacteria is trapped. You're wearing a rubbing sports bra, and this is just irritating. The same thing is with sweat and summer. So just wear light breathable clothing like cotton. Same with very heavy body butters. Don't apply them if you're prone to acne in these areas. Try to apply something like a gel, something lightweight. I think these are the main mechanical issues. Same with bedding, having a clean bedding. That's something important.
All the time,
forget about it. Same with the fabric sheets, that they are, cotton. And also even the laundry detergents. Many laundry detergents are so highly fragranced that it's always irritating your skin. So these are all things maybe you want to consider. And on the other hand, the hormonal aspect is mainly due to stress, and often due to progesterone estrogen imbalances. I see this a lot with people going off the pill, hormonal contraception, or even puberty. And these things, you can do a lot with skincare, but it takes time because your hormones need time to balance. you will not see results in 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, one skin cycle is around 4 weeks, and with hormonal imbalances, I believe it's not only skincare, it's also stress reduction, really getting your hormones checked by a doctor and seeing also what are the problems. Maybe you should take certain supplements. So these are all the things that you really should look at when you have a hormonal imbalances and acne in your late 20s, especially. Loads of women have this when they're going through hormonal changes. And I think it's not fair of a cosmetic brand to say, we will, change your skin.
Change
It is
instantly,
it
yes.
is, but it's your diet, it's your stress, it's maybe you're taking a supplement which your body cannot tolerate, maybe you're in a toxic relationship, maybe you have bad eating, sleeping, and exercising patterns. There's so much more to it, and I think you're worth it to get to the ground of this.
Yes, you have to take into consideration everything. And this is something that we say, skincare can do as much for one person. It's you always have to take a look on the inside and see if the problem is actually caused by internal issues, or if it's something that as you said, it's something caused by, I don't know, just wearing a tight bra and maybe not having the possibility to shower immediately after gym.
Yeah.
So yes, it's and as a treatment for the purity, how many times per day? I mean, is it like the skincare for face? Do we have to do it morning and night to see the optimal results, or what's the process to?
I think it depends a little bit on how your skin is. Some people can use retinol every day without a problem and they have amazing results. Some people can use it one time a week and their skin burns off.
My case.
It really depends completely on you. And I think we're all, responsible enough. And if somebody shops at SAVIN'SKIN, in my opinion, they're really interested in skincare. This is what your clients are about. And they should really listen to your body, listen to your skin. Apply it every day, once a week, and see how it goes. And if it's too much, your skin is irritated, step down. Maybe take 2 or 3 days off. If you see little results, and give it time. 4 weeks is a minimum. People really say after 1 day, oh, my skincare doesn't work.
We saw this, and it takes at least 28 days to know if a product is, obviously, if you have an instant reaction to it, then okay, we don't encourage you to use it 28 days. But if not, this is
and even purging. I mean, the best retinols that can be prescription strength, people have purging for 2 months, and they say, oh, this product is not working. But actually, you see that a blemish is formed much, much longer ago. It's a long process, and people tell me, oh, I ate badly yesterday, and that's why I have pimples. And I always wonder, your pimples are not made within 1 day. They have developed.
They've been there. Yes. They've just been inflamed. So you potentially inflamed your skin one night, and then you saw the results of the last week's the second day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a great insight for body acne, because there's everybody makes there's acne, there's chest acne, and I feel like the rate of adult acne is higher and higher. I don't know why, but for my parents, like when they finished puberty, they stopped having acne. Everybody at their age stopped having acne, and now we are just seeing more and more people who have adult acne, and it goes everywhere.
I personally think it's also a lot of the question that maybe, in the times of our parents, people got the pill a lot. The pill was starting to get a trend. Everyone was on the pill, especially women, and so everyone had great skin. And then they went off the pill quite late when they were starting to have children. But now what I see, and I also experienced this, from hormonal contraception, your skin freaks out when you go on 21, 22. A lot of people also think they never had this issue because they start taking hormonal contraception so early. And also because people often, maybe because they didn't have a good gynecologist, or because the pill always masked this. I know so many women that are diagnosed with PCOS with 25, and they could have diagnosed much earlier if they wouldn't have been on the pill, and suddenly they wonder why their hair is falling out, and they have crazy acne, but actually the PCOS was always there, you know. It's just the
Yeah,
fact they went
it was
to
just
fulfill it.
undetected.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very, very hard for women to actually balance their hormones.
yeah.
I've been through it. It's an entire journey. You have to change every aspect of your life. It's an entire process, and it takes a lot of work.
And you know, we're swamped with the media telling us not eat this, don't do this for acne. But you know, it's not a one size fits all. For
No.
example, I personally can tolerate milk products. I have no problem with this. And I know some people who can't. But I feel like the media is so don't do this and everyone jumps on a trend. The same with like supplements. People are taking crazy amount of supplements and they're actually like way too strong and actually they're making their concerns worse.
Worse.
I think people think that every trend there is applies to them without really thinking about I used to drink milk 5 years and I didn't break out and suddenly it's the milk that is causing my breakout. This might be true for somebody, but
not for everyone.
not for everyone. So just be reasonable about it. When did it start? What changed? And then I think it's better to follow up.
You know, but it's also, I feel like when you have this type of acne, I think where our conversation shifted towards acne so much, I feel like you're in a state of mind in which you're so desperate that you feel like you want to try everything just to improve your condition. And I feel that at that point, you just don't know what to do anymore. You just want to do everything. And if you hear that something might work, you jump on it and it doesn't care anymore. You don't care anymore.
But this is aging. People go crazy with aging. And for them, that's why I called my product, and that's why I'm moving on, called them better aging, because I think it's so ridiculous brand selling products, which are called super ultra maxi anti-aging, and you have to have 5 different crazy serums and trend ingredients which have no clinical studies. I mean, let's be honest, what is really proven to be anti-aging is sunscreen, vitamin C, and retinol. And yes, the acids also help, things like glycolic acid, but so many other things, yes, they may benefit, but the real clinical trials are really focused on these ingredients and not around some random mushroom which is only found on that one. You know, it's just, I like to be evidence-based, and I will not have crazy ingredients you have never heard of in my product, and maybe it's not as interesting and maybe that won't make the cover page, but at least you get the right ingredients, clinical studies behind it at the right concentration. And that's what you're paying for, and not for you know, fancy.
This is also, it's a transparency that you offer to consumers, because at the end of the day, I mean, let's be honest, we will age. It's important how we age, obviously, and to feel good about ourselves. But you know, it's a natural process. We shouldn't be ashamed of it. We shouldn't try to stop it with all means. We should just, you know, embrace it and do our best efforts to be the best version of ourselves at any type of age.
And if you look at Korean women, for example, or Japanese women, they are very religious about wearing sunscreen. And if you look at their skin in their 60s, 70s, I mean, you see there's evidence. There are millions of people that it works. And I'm not selling a sunscreen, so I have you know, of saying this. But this is, sorry, they come to me because I have a medical background, and this is evidence.
Well, since we're at this, and you're also a top dermatologist, we have it's one of the most the things that we hear most often. We don't use a sunscreen because we are afraid that vitamin D won't get absorbed into our skin. So yeah, I mean, apparently people are afraid that if they're going to use an SPF, they won't get the benefits of the sun exposure and won't synthesize vitamin D.
So first of all, that you really put on enough sunscreen. I would say 80% of the people don't put enough sunscreen. And applying it over there, they are also not doing it. And second of all, your chest, your hands, mostly they don't apply it there either, and this is in the sun. Yes, vitamin D is a big issue in the wintertime. I love to supplement it, but always combine it with vitamin K. I have like fat-soluble drops. This is also something a lot of people don't do. And I think this is just essential, but saying especially like your face, and then you can go in the sun for 10 to 15 minutes, that's fine, but afterwards. And you know, the main problem is also people use so many active ingredients now that their skin is so sensitive. So I would just be careful. You can go into the sun maybe 10 minutes in the morning, you know, if you're having a coffee, but then just apply your sunscreen, especially for the lunchtime. I would not go in the sun, and this is fine. And in the winter, I would supplement it, you know, because anyway, if you go outside, you're gonna be, you know, putting so much stuff,
Yeah.
you will not get the vitamin D. So in the winter, I would supplement. In the summer, believe me, especially like now in Germany, it has 35 degrees often in the summer, you will get enough vitamin D. And I'm also lazy at reapplying my sunscreen.
It's very hard to reapply it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
So let's
I mean, it's not the best. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the best thing that's, you know, it's an uncomfortable process to reapply during
Yeah.
the day. So this is okay. This is one of the best things that we can do to prevent aging. And we had questions in regards to the better aging cream, which lotion, which contains retinol and glucoquiol.
Mhm.
And we were wondering, should we use SPF after it?
Yes, so this product also contains glycolic acid as well. This is like, I would say, the strongest product, but I got so much amazing feedback from this product. It's really the combination of glycolic acid and a milder form of retinol is excellent because you can use it more often. And with retinol, the science says the more often you apply it, actually you should be applying a retinol if you can tolerate it every single day, or you should work yourself up to it, because this is where the clinical evidence lies. And especially on the body, your skin can tolerate a little bit more, I would say, than on your face, because you're just rubbing your face so much more. You're doing so much more to your face daily with makeup, with all these things. I would say definitely apply sunscreen, but in the winter time, I mean, you're dressed completely. And in the summertime, like in July, August, I use mainly the hydration gel with one of the oils, just because I know, you know, I'm going to be at the beach, I'm going to be swimming a lot when I'm on a holiday. But when I'm not on a holiday, I do introduce my active ingredients again. And, you know, for me personally, this is just because I know that if I'm going to be on a vacation for 2 weeks, it's just better to bring the hydration gel, a good sunscreen, and maybe a nice body oil. But
should we use the better aging body lotion during summer at night? Is it better to do it?
I just like to use it at night, but you can, I would do that definitely. And on the next day, wear SPF. But if you know you're going to do like a boat ride, I mean, you're going to jump in the water so much, even your SPF sentence. So I would just maybe say for that 1 week, skip the better aging lotion and your actives on your face and then go again afterwards.
And does this apply to the purity and smooth and the glow as well? Because they're also with active? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the smooth lotion has lactic acid. It's not as strong. I mean, retinol and glycolic acid are quite quite strong. Yeah, so I would say generally, if something contains acids, just try to focus on wearing SPF, and if you can't, just skip it for a week when you're on holidays.
Okay, so because we have a question from the audience, we'll jump into the Q&A session later on, but we have an interesting question, and it's in regards to the formulation. How do we justify the high prices, and how can we sustain buying long term? Thank you for the question. So
I love this question actually, because
I love it as well.
I love this question because you know why? People buy eye creams for 100 euros and it has like 10 milliliters, and people spend a fortune on their face. They spend a fortune. But when it comes to the body, and the bottle has 300 milliliters, it's a massive bottle. It's 10 times a normal face cream. And then it's such a difficult thing to spend, you know, the same price as they would maybe pay for their face. And it's 10 times the amount of product. This product, our lotions, are like serums. They're serum from the concentration of ingredients and a lotion in one product. You don't need a lot if you have wet skin. Really, a couple of drops are enough for your whole body. And even if you say it's too expensive for you, you can use the hydration gel, which is a little bit more modest on your whole body. And then just for the areas where you have a concern, let's say your arms, I have my smooth lotion for like 3 months if I only use it on my arms.
Yeah.
And I always apply it on wet skin. And for me personally, it's such a confidence boost that I would like to spend it. The margins are really not great with body products. And I know a lot of people create body products with like 100 milliliters and sell them for the same price. We went quite, I said, out of sustainability reasons, I want big bottles, but we need to calculate margins, you know, especially working with retailers, you need to have margins. And also, you know, people are really focused on sustainability. We produce everything in Germany and that has its price. Our packaging is made in Germany. People just have different wages than they maybe get in China or in Portugal.
Yes.
And this is
big corporations, big corporations have a different way and a different approach to skincare. That's why they can price the products
and they
at a
produce
lower rate.
the Roche-Posay eye cream, 30 euros, and it produces in millions somewhere in the world.
Yes.
And you know, that's why this is really, really important to think about it. The moment you apply a product on wet skin and also use less, people always think they have to slather their face. It's not necessary. Just prep your skin, let it clean and slightly wet, and you don't need as much product. It spreads. And use it, you know, I think about it. It's the same with great food. You know, you don't want a massive portion. You're not going to a fast food restaurant, but you're enjoying a holistic piece of meat maybe or fish, and you don't need a massive portion. Of course, it's
get your nutrients
here, but it's also the quality you pay for.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your question. So let's go ahead and jump into the smooth body lotion, because I feel like for many this will be the superstar of the line. I think it's your, I don't know, it was what drove you to, yeah, it's your product. So yes, let's talk a little bit about KP. Explain the difference between KP and acne, because I think that a lot of people confuse the two of them a little bit. Yes, so
keratosis pilaris, which a lot of people also know as chicken skin or strawberry skin, these are all like the are mainly on the back of your arms and your legs, and they are blocked follicles with keratin. So your skin produces keratin and they're blocked. And this is also a genetic condition, mainly in women. And it's more for people with drier skin. That's why actually the skin often looks a little bit flaky. And mostly these blocked follicles are normally white. Sometimes they can be a little bit, if you're scratching a lot and irritating them. Some people even have it around their face. And this is when it becomes tricky to really know the difference. They scratch it.
Yeah.
But the big difference is acne is an inflammatory condition. You need bacteria and pus. Keratosis pilaris, it doesn't have pus, it's keratin. It has nothing to do with a bacterial, you know, it doesn't spread as well. Acne, if you do like microneedling, it really spreads. It's bacteria that spreads like an infection. Keratosis pilaris is not the same, it's just a blocked follicle.
But does it have the potential to become inflamed? Because
if you manipulate it, of course, bacteria can go in and you can inflame it. But the big difference is really the point about inflammation and pus that you just don't have.
I feel like because we had, from our experience, two types of issues. Mm-hmm. We had people with KP who come to us and ask us for scrubs, and we're like, okay, scrubs, I mean, you know, they're very good, but they might not be the answer for KP and acne, for that matter. And I mean, I want the doctor's opinion on this matter, because I feel like a lot of people do search for physical exfoliants when it comes to KP, just because they think that they will
love to scrub it away, but it will always come back, and actually it will aggravate the condition more. With KP, what's really important is you want to soften the skin, because this is how the keratin can really come out. And don't extract it. Don't try squeezing it. You will have scars, especially the skin around the back of your arms can really scar. And what I would recommend, the studies show, I mean, you can use various different acids, but for me personally, and I've tried this, and the clinical evidence says like 10% lactic acid and niacinamide is an amazing combination. I think it's superior for me to glycolic acid because glycolic acid is quite drying, and with KP you mainly have drier skin. So for me this works perfectly, lactic acid. So you need the mixture of humectants, emollients, and exfoliating ingredients. And with KP, especially after the shower, don't shower too long, not too hot. Do not scrub away on your arms. Wear breathable clothing so that it can, like, it has air, that it doesn't rub on your skin. Like when you're wearing like a scratchy jumper, always wear like a little longer t-shirt underneath made with cotton, and apply the smooth lotion on damp skin. And what I love to do is wear a long sleeve cotton shirt, especially if it's bad, my KP, to let it really sink in and like create like a layer so it can't evaporate. And this is so good. And after a week, I tell you, I mean, I don't have KP really. I mean, it would come back, but it's baby smooth. But even on the legs, people tell me about their shins, about their feet, about their hands. It makes it so soft because the lactic acid just really has, I think, the best results for dry and flaky skin, because it just loses the dead skin.
Yeah, so it just allows
and it's not
the hair
irritating
to penetrate, yeah, the skin surface. You know what, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but to us, I mean, we had people who were undergoing laser treatments for their, you know, hair removal treatments.
Yeah.
And what happened is that after a few sessions of hair removal, their hair got super thin and was not able to penetrate the skin surface, and they got KP.
Yeah.
So this apparently is an issue.
So what you have to do, why does the hair get trapped? Because dead skin cells are blocking the entrance. So by removing the dead skin cells without aggro, because if you imagine, if you scrub, you're always irritating, you're always mechanically moving the hair and changing the direction. Whereas when you just apply moisturizing lotion, which just softens the skin, it's much easier for the hair to exit, and also removing the dead skin cells. And like this, the hair can exit, and it's the better alternative. Try it.
Yeah.
You will see.
No, definitely. And yeah, so they can use this the smooth lotion while undergoing hair removal treatments to prevent. Okay, so it's perfectly safe to use, because this is how we I mean, because we already had some people asking us, okay, but they're active, can we use them while we do hair removal treatments? Why? So I feel like this is,
of course, always check. I'm not at every single laser studio. Every laser studio is different products. Maybe you don't use it on the day of the hair laser removal, and ask them if they're fine with it. Every laser is different. I mean, there's IPL, there's the diode laser, so every laser is different. I can't, of course, give you this. I'm not your doctor. But I would say you can use the hydration gel on the days where you, for example, do the laser hair removal, but otherwise, I would say use the lotion and try it out. If it's fine to use it and your laser treatment therapist says it's fine to use it, then go for it. But I don't see why not. It's not
I think it's the perfect addition for those who want to prevent this while lasering their hair. So we're gonna move now to the glow lotion, which is I feel the perfect one for everyone who had so much fun
in the sun.
In the sun, yes,
yeah.
Obviously. And I think this is one of the products that is also I feel like for me this is the best one for prevention, like, as well as the better aging.
It's skin health. It's the glow lotion. Vitamin C is skin health. It's an antioxidant, and mandelic acid I think is fantastic, and people tolerate mandelic acid so well. I think this is what people don't realize, that there's so many acid out there and people are so scared of using acids, but mandelic acid is tolerated so well. I mean, I know a lot of acne patients as well that work so well with mandelic acid because it's so mild, and it's great at really targeting pigmentation. And if you combine it with olive fruit extract, which is also not so well known, This is really game changing for pigmentation. So the combination of olive fruit extract, vitamin C, and in this case, ethyl ascorbic acid, which is a stabilized form of vitamin C that doesn't oxidize. And we have ascorbic palmitate, which is a fat-soluble vitamin C, and mandelic acid. So you really have a powerhouse, which you can use day in, day out for your chest, for your back, or wherever you have sun damage. And you just apply it as you need it. When you have a lot of sun damage, maybe in September, October, you use more, maybe use less. Sometimes really just see how your skin reacts to it, how often you can use it, and apply it as you feel it works.
Yes, and I also feel, because there are people who say, yeah, but we don't have necessarily dark spots now. And we always tell them, yes, but this is something that builds up in time. Your body might already produce them, but they will, I don't know, one day after sun exposure, 10 years from now, you will just wake up one day and you will have a lot of dark spots, because
Vitamin
it's
C
something
protects, you know, vitamin C in combination with SPF is what you can do to protect your skin. So it's also
exactly.
that benefit. Vitamin C is like your green smoothie. It has antioxidants,
Yes.
free radicals. So just use it.
Yes, it's I think this is one of the best products to be used even from a young age, just to maintain your skin health and collagen production,
Yeah.
antioxidants, and all that jazz.
And
So
the oils and the hand creams, I think they don't need to be explained that much. They're just beautiful. They make great gifts. They're luxurious, you know, they're hydrating. I love also applying the oils on my cuticles and putting the hand creams on. I think they're just these beautiful products. If you're not so into body care, but you love to pamper yourself, these are the products for you. But if you love active ingredients and you want to use the lotions, and then, you know, a couple of times a week you say, oh, I can't tolerate as much retinol, I'll use the Better Aging Body Oil, which only has bakuchiol and many other plant-based oils. Or I only use the calm oil because it just feels nice and it sinks in really well. Then this is perfect as a combination. You know, you just apply it and mix it with the other products as your skin feels, as you need a little bit more moisture. And something I think is essential with oils. People think oils penetrate deeply. An oil cannot penetrate deeply. But why do we use an oil? An oil is like a blanket protecting your body when you sleep at night. An oil sits on top, and that's why it's the last step to seal in everything else you put in. So if somebody comes to me with dry skin without any cream on and says, the oil didn't do much for me, then I say, it can't do a lot for you. Because first of all, your skin has to be clean. If it's wet, the oil becomes an emulsion and it can penetrate better. But the best thing is put something like a hydration gel on and then the oil, or mix it together, because then you have the moisture and the oil seals it off so that it doesn't evaporate. You don't have that transepidermal water loss. Or with the Better Aging Lotion, you can put a couple of drops of the oil in it, make it richer.
richer, yes.
Play around with the hand creams. You put a couple of drops and you can make it richer or less rich as you want. Or if you want your legs to be glowy for an event or your chest or something, it's great. But an oil is the protection shield for your skin, for all the serums that you applied before or your lotions, to be safe and not evaporate. And this is the same in your face. The oil is the last step.
It's the last one, yes. We always layer, and this is something that we always have to explain, layer from the thinnest consistency to the last one. And in this case, it would be the hydration gel, then the lotions as a treatment or maintenance, prevention, and add the oil on top.
Although you don't need all of the products. Like
Yes,
obviously. This is the thing with body care. Body care has to be simple. Nobody will do, you can, but
a full routine.
And what I think, what also justifies the price quite a lot, is that all the lotions have so many active ingredients, but also hydrating ingredients in it. You don't need a separate hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is in there. You don't need any like emollients, because things like shea butter are in the products. It's basically like your face cream, your toner, and your
serum.
one product.
Yes.
yes, you can always add it, but then also your products last longer because you mix and match a little bit and you play around.
Yes, and as you said, if you apply them on damp skin and they absorb in, you get the benefits without having to, put so much product on your skin.
Yeah.
Which is also great because then you can get dressed and get out of the door and go out and about without the fear of, actually staining your outfit. Yes. And for those who want to combine the oils with the purity or the smooth, because obviously with the glow and the better aging, they are for people who don't necessarily have inflammatory skin conditions. Can we layer an oil on with the purity for acne-prone skin on the body or for KP?
You can, but I just don't think it's necessary.
Necessary.
And I think often it's more hydration that you're lacking. So I would more try to add more things like the hydration gel rather than an oil. Yes, it's nice. You can definitely try it. And if your skin reacts nice to it, great. But I would say if you have quite oily skin, I personally would say try first to use the lotion itself or some gel, because I think it's just a little bit lighter, and people with oily skin often like jelly kind of texture.
Yes.
I feel like, and just go with that. But yes, you can try the oils. They're all non-comedogenic, so I mean they don't have the coconut oil in it, but I just don't think it's necessary, I would just more focus on really hydrating, washing off your conditioner, these things to get your inflammatory condition under control, and then you can do more the spa things,
Yes, and focus on relaxation and bringing down the stress levels that can also prevent a lot of skin issues. I was wondering if we can talk a little bit, because I love the hand creams. I love them, and I love the better aging because I actually I gave it to my mom because it's amazing for protecting her hand against.
Vitamin C is great for your.
And it also has the bakuchiol, which I think it can dampen the appearance of dark spots on the hand. So
with retinol, I thought a lot about retinol, but I know people will be washing their hands. They will not be applying SPF. So what's the point, And also, retinol can be quite drying at the beginning. And then people will say, oh, your hand cream isn't working because my skin is getting drier. So what I loved about it, that with bakuchiol, I know everyone can tolerate it really well. It's really hydrating. And also the vitamin C is great for pigmentation. But you don't have these issues with sun damage, or that you have to be super careful. Of course, always wear sunscreen. But let's be realistic. Somebody puts sunscreen on their hands on a daily basis? I don't think so.
Yes. Do you remember our first conversation when I asked you when are we gonna see an SPF for our hands? Because out of our face, it's always the hands who are exposed. We are driving, we're doing a lot of stuff. Everything is, this is always exposed, always. So yes.
And what's also cool about the hand creams and also about the oils, actually, they sink in really fast because nobody has time to have super greasy hands, and people always say, oh, it's not rich enough. Use it for a week and believe me, your hands have to adapt first. Because a lot of products, I've tried so many body butters, and in the first moment they were so rich, but they actually just sat on my skin, and on the next day I had dry skin again. Do you know that feeling?
Yeah, I know it. I've been every winter. This is something that happens.
But it's because people don't they use way too rich products, and they can actually not penetrate really well, and also their skin is not exfoliated properly so that the products can really work. And I noticed this on so many people when they said, oh, the oil wasn't working. I said, have you used the smooth lotion for 2 weeks? And then they suddenly said, wow, now it works so well for me, because they just use the lactic acid in the smooth lotion for 2 weeks. The dead skin cells have shed, and now the other products can really work.
So for, let's say, this winter, should we use, for when we have extreme irritation and windburns on our hands, should we use the repair or the better aging? Because one is richer, but I feel like one is more soothing.
I think repair is a little bit more focused on like damaged hands, and the better aging really with the vitamin C and the bakuchiol. Of course, it's also hydrating, but it really focuses on that skin with pigmentation issues, and so it's really just what you make of it. And believe me when I say using a couple of drops of the oil, especially at night, to make the hand cream a little bit richer, especially around your cuticles, will help. And if you use the smooth lotion because you have it, at night, maybe just use a little bit for your hands as well, once in a while, just to remove those like dead skin cells from the hands so that your hand creams can actually work better. You don't need to use it a lot, but you know, when you're applying it anywhere, it will be on your hands. And it's just nice to once in a while, you know, exfoliate your hands as well.
Yeah, actually, I think that the smooth lotion, because we were saying that not everyone who has KP is allowed, I mean, everyone is allowed to use it because obviously this type of exfoliation is much better for your skin rather than harsh exfoliation scrubs and physical exfoliators. So basically, you can use the smooth lotion just for exfoliating instead of your harsh scrubs.
Yeah.
And you will feel the benefits. So it's
and give it 2 to 3 weeks. Rome was night, you know. So
yes, that's correct.
I think this you really see with acne people. They buy 100 products, but every product they use maybe 1 or 2 days, and they say it doesn't work. Next one. Give it some time.
I think it's and this also comes because I've had acne. Because I was misdiagnosed with PCOS, and somehow I understand the level of desperation at some point because you're trying so many products. And yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anyone besides acne sufferers who invest as much in skincare as they do.
But you just
and I feel like
your skin barrier at the end of the day, and your acne will become more inflamed and worse.
Yes, indeed. And you have to protect it at all costs because and we've been bombarded, and everyone taught us to dry our skin just to heal acne, and it's the worst thing that you can do for your skin.
Definitely.
Yes. So let's see what other questions we had. One was if the products are safe for sensitive skin, and it was in regards to the fact that they're lightly fragranced.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about fragrance because it's such a hype around, you know, should we use fragrance products? Should we not? What's the story behind fragrance?
I feel like there's always like a thing people like get very caught up in, you know, like there's always one ingredient people go crazy about, and then it dies down, and then the next year is the next ingredient. So the fragrance, personally, I don't love fragrance. I hate essential oils for my skin. I love the smell of like lavender and stuff like that, but I react unfortunately so much. I notice it when like I go and have a massage and they come somewhere close to my chest, I have a rash.
Yes.
It's crazy. So that's why a lot of natural products actually I can't tolerate. But I know so many people who can tolerate it so well. You know, it's not this rule of don't use this, don't use that. Try it out. If it works for your skin, great. You know, stick to it. And if you start not like, you know, not tolerating, then use something else. With synthetic fragrance, the big problem is that, you know, it can be everything. And that's why I said, if I use a fragrance, if it should not be irritating, it needs to be lab made, unfortunately. This is just the thing in the lab, you can control this. From nature, you cannot control it. The natural allergens come from nature. But you can choose what kind of synthetic fragrance you have. And if you look at a lot of brands, like the fragrance smells so fake and so crazy and so strong, you know. I bet it's like 50 different components mixed together, and you can never find out what component actually like you're reacting to. And this fragrance is very strong. With us, we focused on a fragrance which is tested on rosacea and also on psoriasis,
eczema.
and yeah, no, and And this fragrance is based on apple. And this has nearly no allergic reactions. And that's why it has the lowest score of allergic reactions. And that's why we chose it. And we chose it to formulate it very mildly because when I started my company, I gave samples with this apple fragrance and without the fragrance to people. And every single person, you know, with the hydration gel, they all loved it. With the oils, they loved it. But with the active ingredients, it's difficult because unfortunately, vitamin C, it smells like rotten bacon.
Yes.
It smells terrible. And people say they don't want fragrance, but they also want great smell. And either a brand puts hardly any active ingredient in it, but if there's a reasonable amount of active ingredient in it, you will smell it and it will smell unpleasant. And if you apply it to, like, you know, one little part of your face, you won't smell it so much. But if you apply it on the whole body and like make a spa ritual out of it, people hate a bad smell if they use it on their whole body. So we really had to find a compromise here. And so we chose to use a little bit of apple fragrance, and I think it works really well. We have not seen any irritation until now, so I'm super happy with this, and I just don't get as much problems. Nearly every single person where I gave the product on fragrance, especially the glow lotion with vitamin C, they did not like.
They had an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's also, you know, a mental thing that you have to go through it to embrace the entire, you know, no fragrance policy of brands. And for me, it was very important because you are also transparent about what type of fragrance you use, because there are other brands who do not disclose. It's when you see fragrance in their formulas, it's not established by law what fragrance contains, so they can hide a lot of ingredients, and because of that they can, you know, add a lot of bad ingredients that you don't necessarily need on your skin. But there are brands who just expose and they say exactly.
Face is a little bit different to body, I would say. Like with the body, like there's so many tests, like for example on your knees or your elbows, you can tolerate a lot more of these things. Like you can see it also with strong active ingredients. People can tolerate a lot more retinol on their legs than they can tolerate on their cheeks,
Yeah.
for example. So I think if you have a condition like rosacea, which you mainly have in your face,
on your face,
of course, you should maybe not use fragrance, but you have to see a skincare line has to be catered to everyone. And that's why it's really, really hard to find products which fit to everyone. And I think every brand owner really knows you cannot, you know, one person says, I love this packaging, one person says, I hate fragrance, and if you're a big brand like L'Oreal, of course, you can say, okay, I'll create 1 million products and everyone will find their product which they love in the packaging they love. But if you're a small brand, you know, you have to also think about what most of your customers want. And if you get that feedback from 50 people that, let's say 40 say, oh, I did not love the smell without fragrance.
Yes, then you have to,
you know, it's
adjust.
8%. You should think about it.
Yes, that's true. So basically they're safe to use for sensitive skin. It's tested.
Yeah.
You won't get irritations. We had a question about dry brushing, but I think it's the same, a little bit like physical exfoliation.
No, I like dry brushing. If it's done on dry skin, the most problems with physical exfoliating is that the salt scrub and sugar scrubs are so sharp, whereas like the bristles of the dry brush are mostly much softer. And also your skin is dry. When your skin is dry, your skin is much safer and you can tolerate more. Whereas when you're in the shower and it's hot and your skin has become more like penetrable, and then you use a harsh sugar scrub which is super sharp and creates these micro tears.
Yeah,
this is irritating. I think the scrubs that are made with like jojoba beads, like rounded off, it's no problem, you know, because they don't create micro tears. And it's also the application. When you dry brush, you do it gently in upward strokes. But when people sometimes scrub, they go to town with it. They really want to polish off their skin. And that's, I think, most of the problem they have.
So the difference, yes. So the difference would be the fact that dry skin is more resilient than damp skin, which is also you know, due to the fact that we're exposed to heat from the shower, it's also okay. So I always, because personally I was a bit afraid of dry brushing, just because for me it's also physical exfoliation, and I
Yeah,
try
it is.
to avoid it as much as possible. If not needed, I just do it, you know, once every, let's say, I think I do it once per month. So yes.
I mean, you can do it more. I think it also depends on the bristles. You know, if they're nice, soft, even bristles, it's no problem. And do it once a week. And I personally, I can't do it on my face. It's just too irritating for me. But like on your legs, that's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so
Just
yes, we
don't
have.
go crazy. Don't use like so many acids. Then you're using a sugar scrub. People do this, you know, and then they use a dry brush as well, and then they wonder why their skin barrier is impaired. It's just too much. Focus on one thing, and you know, look how your skin feels, how it reacts to it. I think this is
Yeah,
all with everything in life.
but Natalie, that's why we met today, so we
Yeah.
can bust all the myths and just, you know, correct all the, you know, mistakes or misconceptions that we do on our daily lives to with skincare.
People
Um,
have to learn to trust themselves more, you know, and have a look at what they feel and their skin is and just really evaluate. Do I think I can tolerate a retinol today? Do I think I need to exfoliate super strongly today? Or maybe
yeah,
you're
and actually, it's
taking,
called skin tuition. Yeah,
yeah,
and we should use it more probably, because not we don't necessarily age with the same skin as we were born, so it differs. We
yeah.
have hormones, it changes all the time. So um,
You're so
let's say, yeah, we have other questions like, can we purge or irritate our body using the better aging? So do we
of
purge from
course.
it?
Of course, but most people don't purge on their body. You know, yes, maybe a little bit on the chest, on the back, but mainly if they're prone to acne. A normal person
Okay,
that yeah, I mean, even like my mom could use a retinol and she doesn't purge from it.
yes.
Of course,
So it,
I could
yeah.
have one or two purging blemishes, but also a purge, that's a big difference. And like they go away also much quicker. That's how you can also see a purge, you know, it's more
If
like,
it's a purge.
and then at the end of the day, if you have purge, then there's something stuck under the skin anyway that could come out. So,
Yeah,
and
it just comes
so,
at a higher speed and
yeah, and do
just
it
goes
maybe
away.
once a week first, 2 times a week, then 3 times a week, and then also things like purging are just as extreme if you use it every day and really strong retinol, you know. But I have not heard this yet. I don't purge from it. Of course, I cannot guarantee this for everyone. You know, everyone is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have different, because for example, when I use regular retinol, I purge on my neck with
Yeah.
the better aging I didn't.
Okay.
So I feel like there's always
It's also a
you know,
strength matter,
the
like if
strength,
strong
yes, obviously.
like Owen is super strong, you can only get a prescription. People purge from this much more than from a normal over-the-counter retinol.
Yeah, which makes sense
Yeah.
because it's higher concentrations,
Yeah.
the faster the cell regeneration rate, the higher the side effects. Um, okay, then we have, let's see, what other questions do we have? Okay, I think we went a little bit through most of them. Okay, we do have, so what's next for Natalie's Cosmetics? This is a question. This is also a personal question. So, yes, what's next in line?
So we will be launching of our best sellers of the lotions, of the smooth lotion, the better aging lotion, and the hydration gel. We will be launching 75 milliliter travel sizes. And this is because people love, first of all, to try it at, of course, much lower prices. They can try the products and also they can take it on holiday. And then they can, if they love it, they can, of course, buy the larger sizes. This is something that is launching. And then also a very special body exfoliator is launching, which, in my opinion, will change the game. And it's not a scrub. It's a combination of like a mask, which you can put on your chest, your arms, and it combines enzymes, it combines AHAs, and combines jojoba beads, which are 100% rounded off with no micro tears. just to remove these dead skin cells, which you soften through the enzymes and the acid. And this will be the game-changing way to prep your skin before an event, before applying active ingredients, to use like 1 or 2 times a week before you shower, or before you go to an event.
So we'll meet again then, and you'll have to
Yeah.
tell us all about this new product because it sounds so exciting.
Thank you.
What does clean beauty mean for Natalie?
Oh, clean beauty is such a difficult topic.
It is, yes.
I would say doing beauty with integrity, thinking about who you're paying, how you're paying them, where you're producing. We haven't found the perfect option yet. You know, glass is heavier, has more CO2 footprint, but plastic, you know, has to be 100% recycled, or it's very difficult to get. And plastic is, of course, worse for the environment. There is no perfect solution. I mean, we don't use things like parabens, PGs, silicons, not because I say it's terrible or it's super harmful. I hate this fear mongering. I just think our clients don't want it. And if I can produce something with better alternatives that just need more science, but I know my client feels comfortable using it, and technology and research have given us a possibility to do something better. I know it's much cheaper to use carbomer mineral oil, but we just don't want to use it, and we have better and higher quality alternatives, and I think people appreciate that.
Yes, of course, because, you know, as you said, in summer in Germany now there are 35 degrees. I think we're down to face a global warming crisis. If we have better options, let's embrace them. And I also have a friend who studied environmental change, and you know, having, because your bottles are made out of recyclable materials, and I appreciate them so much because of this, because she always says that you know, but recycling is the rent that we pay for living on this planet. So let's use them if we can. And this is also something that, because we had this question about higher price points. Yes, you can use mass market products, but they won't necessarily have the sustainability. They won't have the same approach to, you know, paying probably their employees and so on. And it's a whole, you know, it's a whole topic on this subject, and it's yeah, I'm glad that you chose to do this things in your way, and you know, not put just another product out there, because we already have so many options.
Yeah, and it's also the same with marketing. I see brands like sending products to influencers, 100 products, they will never use them up. They will all just, you know, go to waste. I like to always ask somebody, what product would you like to try? And then I send them maybe 1 product, maybe 2 products. But I think we are so swamped with sending products everywhere. It's so unnecessary. I think it's better to have 1 product which you love and really use, rather than, you know, being overwhelmed. Same with my brand. If you buy a product from us, buy 1 or 2 products, try them out first, or buy the smaller size which are coming out. But don't buy the whole range first of all, and then don't use half of it, you know. Rather buy again of the products that you really love and that are suitable for your skin. Or you go and ask if you have a tester first. You try a product,
Exactly.
do your research, because it's all waste which we're creating. And also, we as a brand and you as a store want to give your clients the best experience. And if they drop you an email and you can recommend a product which they will love so much more, we are creating less waste, you know.
Obviously, and I feel like it's a whole trend, because nowadays there are so many, you know, influencers, so many people who are endorsing, purchasing and stocking a lot of products in their bathrooms. They don't even, you know, use them. They do declutters, and they have piles and piles, and it's encouraging consumers to stock on so many products that they won't even get to use until they, you know, expire, or they, you know. So that's why we always, and this is something that I'm saying again right now to our customers, always ask us if you're in this, if you cannot decide between 2 products, we can help you figure out which one is good for you, and we can always send you samples and figure out if at least the texture, because you won't get the benefits out of a sample.
You're so right.
You'll just see how it goes on your skin. You'll see how it behaves. You'll see how it absorbs. So it's it's always a struggle to be
agree
more.
with you.
Yeah. So this is pretty much the conclusion of the entire clean beauty and everything that we talked about. It's an amazing skincare line. Congratulations for focusing on body. I feel like there are literally so few options when it comes to active body care, and formulated with such respect to the body, with kindness and to the microbiome, and from which you can actually see results.
And
I would love
to know how conscious you are with skincare and the research you have done with your skin journey, and so that's why I'm super happy to be a part of your super selective collection. Really, I can just give that back to you.
Thank you so much for partnering with us as well, because I feel like we both had kind of a similar journey. We both started with something that was very personal. You went all the way. You became a dermatologist. So clearly it's a passion project. We're very invested in what we do. And I would like to actually invite our audience to follow you on Natalie's Cosmetics Official, because you will also be able to keep up with because Natalie has some amazing short videos in which she's explaining. And your TikTok is so fun and so informative. Yes, and we also want to tell people now that for each order that they place for Natalie's Cosmetics, they will receive a deluxe size for the smooth lotion, which is Natalie's
favorite
baby.
product.
Yes. And hope to see you again soon for the new launches, to explain them to our customers. Thank you so much for for accepting our invitation and for joining us tonight. Congratulations for your marriage. And see you soon.
Evening, and thank you so much for having me. Really, it was an honor.
For us as well. Enjoy your night, Natalie.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.